It was the old mothers that taught us how to use the little that you have and improvise, and God will work it out. It was the old mothers that taught us, so what, you don't have a whole lot of money, but we do have a whole lot of love. Have I got a witness, church? But now we're giving our children Xbox and Nintendos and Wii machines, and they're still not feeling the love, because the truth is they really don't want the toys. They just want to know that you care. And many of us attempting to give our children everything they want because we don't want them to grow up like we did, but really you're doing them a serious disservice when you don't give them the main thing that they really need, which is love. And then we wonder why our children are going into gangs, because gangs show them love. Gangs take care of each other. Gangs will give them what they're really looking for. But the mothers of old taught us how to use what you have been given. We may not have a fancy car, but we have an ability to get you where you need to be. And I'm so glad that I found out that it was the mothers of old that taught me how and taught you how to improvise. I mentioned at 7:30 that back in the day when you didn't have toothpaste, my God, you didn't have Crest, you didn't have Colgate, you didn't have Aim, you didn't start crying and say, Mama, we ain't got no toothpaste. Mama would tell you, go in the Frigidaire and get you some baking soda. Come on in here, somebody, and brush your teeth with baking soda. Come on, do you remember? Remember, Mama taught us how to use what you had. You didn't have deodorant. Come on, somebody. Didn't have degree, didn't have sure. Talking about raise your hand if you're sure. Back in the day, we had baking soda and rubbing alcohol. Come on, somebody. You put that stuff underneath you. Come on, somebody. And you better not go too far, but it will get you through the day. But these are things that we learned from Mama. She taught us if you have a sty in your eye, get some witch hazel and put a hot compress on your eyes. If you have an ear infection, go grab the sweet oil. Oh, come on in here, somebody. This is before your time. But I had a grandmother and a mother that taught me how to use what you have. And don't talk about cod liver oil. Lord, help me, somebody. All you had to do is act like you had the sniffles. Here come Mama. You better open your mouth. You better drink this stuff. And you'll be under the bed, under the covers, sweating like cats and dogs. But it made you well. And it got you back up on your feet. I don't know about you, but I learned from the mothers of old how to use what you have. You don't have to be envious of what the kids have down the street. Thank God for the little bit that you do have. I don't know about you, but I didn't always have Uverse. I didn't always have Direct TV. I didn't know anything about charter cable. Before we had cable, we had able. Whatever channel you are able to get with the antenna. Come on, somebody. Have I got a witness? Oh, y'all gonna sit here and act like you all did it, like you done. Come on, somebody. You might as well tell it like it is. The mothers taught us just how to do it. And before we moved up and got the big antenna out back in the backyard, we had the floor model television. And when that stopped working, we just left it right there and put another TV on top of the TV. Come on in here, something. Have I got a witness, church? Because the floor model was good furniture. You don't lose your good furniture. So we just put a TV on top of the TV. And all these children today are spoiled to death. The children in my house, they always lose their remote control. And I'm always looking for mine. And they came in my room just last night saying, we can't find the remote control. Oh, here it is. I said, you better put that down. That's my remote control. Come on and hear somebody. Oh, it brought back some tough feelings. It brought back some hard feelings because I remember working with what we had. My grandmother, God bless her, she didn't have a remote control. She had grandkids. Come on, somebody. And when she, come on, somebody, wanted to change the channel, she employed the services of her grandchildren. Yes, now I had an older cousin. His name was Tyrone. God bless him. He's older than me, and I'm putting him on Front Street. But his job was to be the remote control, and my job was to work the antenna. Well, you know, the antenna was nothing but a clothes hanger wrapped in aluminum foil, and you had to bend it and stretch it and turn it around until the picture came in right. Oh, come on and hear somebody. Have I got a witness today? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yes, every day at 12:30, Grandma was watching The Young and the Restless. And that's why I always say you got to be careful what you do in front of your kids, because they pick up on it and it stays with them. Now, everywhere I don't care where I go, 12:30, it's me and The Young and the Restless. Come on, somebody. And I got it from my grandma. Come on, somebody. I don't care. And don't you judge me either. You better not judge me. And I don't care if you do, because I'm going to watch it anyhow. Is there anybody here that knows what I'm talking? I was tore up when Miss Chancellor died. Come on and hear somebody. Oh, Lord, help me, somebody. But I learned how to improvise. I learned that if Grandma spoke, then we needed to listen. And so I would work that antenna because I wanted to see it just as bad as she did. But my cousin Tyrone, God knows, I don't know why he wanted to play with her on that day. He told me he had had enough of Grandma. He said he was sick of being the remote control. He was tired of getting up changing the channel every time she wanted to watch television. And you know, the remote control didn't have there was no real control. What we had was a pair of pliers. Come on, somebody. I'm just putting it all out on Front Street because y'all acting like you don't know about the pliers. And that's how you turn the channel, with the pliers. And one day my grandmother said, Tyrone, I'm ready to watch my stories. She didn't call it soap operas. She said, I'm watching my stories. It's 12:30. Go change the channel. And why did he say, you ain't cripple? I said, oh my God. Oh, Lord. Why did he say that? And I just started backing up. And we thought he was crippled when she got finished with him, because she dealt with him right there on the spot. He got the beating of a lifetime, and when his daddy, my uncle, got there to pick him up, he got another whipping. He said, don't you ever talk to my mama like that again. And I want you to know we need more of that in today's time. Come on and hear somebody. Have I got a witness today? I'm not an advocate of child abuse, but I do think that the Bible is true. If you spare the rod, you'll spoil the child. You ain't got to kill them, but you need to let them know who's the boss. Have I got a witness, church? Is there anybody here that knows something about going to get your own switch? Oh my God, you had to go get your own switch. And you better not get a little switch. You better get a big switch, because I'm going to tear you up. Come on, somebody. Have I got a witness today? We learn from our mothers how to improvise, how to use what you have. Use what you have been given. Use what God has given you. We didn't always have filet mignon. We didn't always have lobster tails. We grew up on neck bones and rice. Come on, somebody. Ham hocks, fat back, chitterlings. For all of you college graduates, you need to say it like it is. Chitlins. Come on here, somebody. I thank God for the stuff I grew up on. And I said, when I get out of this house, I ain't never eating another chitlin. Oh, come on here, somebody. But that's what we grew up on. And we thank God for the ability to use what we had. And back then, they would take all of the rolls and all of the stale bread and make bread pudding. Come on, somebody. And it was delicious. That's how you do it. You use what you have to get the job done. And a lot of people don't know anything about these things because we're trying to shelter our children when we need to tell them this is how we grew up so that you don't have to grow up this way. And every generation ought to get stronger, wiser, and better. Oh, come on and hear somebody. Have I got a witness, church? I thank God for the old time way, but I ain't saying I want to go back to the old time way. Come on, somebody. I thank God for cell phones. Come on, somebody. I thank God for technology. But I thank God for where I came from. And I think that's what's wrong in our churches and with our people is that we forgot where we came from. We forgot the bridge that brought us over troubled waters. We forgot those praying mothers and praying grandmothers that gave us what we needed. You don't need a whole lot of money. Just a little prayer and faith goes a mighty long way. Just keep the faith each and every day. Walking up and down the street, telling everybody you meet that just a little prayer and faith goes a mighty long ways.